Hi students, last session we discussed about what is history and why we need the study of history, and one of the important person came and give an idea, new idea how to study the history. So we are calling as a father of history. That person name is Herodotus. And what is meant by history means also we discussed the systematic presentations of past events. And why we need the study means we want to know how the ancient peoples they live, what was the traditions, what was the practice, what was the rituals. These are the necessary points we need. So these are the points we need, no? So that's why we need history. So these are the points we discussed in last session. Okay, in this class I already said, in yesterday class was means last session also I already said, without proof history is waste. So in that based only I already said proof, we need proof, otherwise we cannot believe anything. Also in all the subjects also same this like only. So in that based here they say in history what are the proofs we are getting now. In that proof they given a new word, that name is source. And who are they studying about this purpose, about the history for the ancient peoples, how they live. This purpose for only some of the peoples they always studying or they always discovering new ideas. These peoples we are calling as a historians. Okay, now we understood. If we want to write history means we need source, and who was the writing that one history, in this peoples we are calling as a historians. Okay, source. What are the source we need want to write to history means? Though classified as a two types. First one is literary history. Second one is archaeological history. Okay, in this class we discussing about these matters or these points about only. What is meant by literary history? What is meant by archaeological history? Okay, first one. What is literary history? Literary means there only already they given name, a word in only we get all the information. Means that one some of the peoples they given ideas orally or in written method. In these sources for only we are calling as a literary source. Okay, in this literary source once again we are divided as a two types. First one is native literary. Second one is foreign literary. So what is native literary, foreign literary? Just this much only, small I think this one. Okay, who are the person? They came in India, means they living in only in India, and they written anything about the past events. This one we are calling as a native literary. Any other person, foreigners, he came outside of India, he came and live here, and he studied about our particular practice or traditions, and he written in one book or maintained in record. So these source or this method or this proof we are calling as a foreign literature. Okay, and another thing also we can see, another types also we can see. One is literary and another one is coming. Literary you already knowing. One is native literary, second one is foreign literary. Okay, this one we are calling as a written literature. Written literature, because of we already got all the information. Native and foreigners they given all the information and they maintain the books. So that's why we are calling as a written literature. So in that based only we can say another types in literary source in only. That type is oral literature. What is oral literature? Some of the history events we cannot get in any books, in native or foreign. By both peoples they practiced in their life. Are they saying one by one generation? In that based only some of the information we get and we are maintaining in records. These points they calling as a oral literature. For example, folk songs, or some of the stories. One of the story you already knowing. The story name is The Cow and Tigers. One poem already you are knowing that one. Poem. That poem is also coming. Not only this one, we can see some of the history or some of the incidents. We cannot get anything else in that particular about. For example, Vijayanagara Empire. Some of the historians or peoples they saying in Vijayanagara Empire, peoples they selling gold and diamonds in street side. In street side they are selling. There's so much of peoples they are selling only gold and diamonds. But now people they're going and they're searching in that particular place. For example, Ballari or Hampi, we cannot get anything also. So these like of things, for example, oral to oral means mouth to mouth. Some of the people they get the information. This only we are calling as a oral literature. Okay, now we understood that means what is meant by literary source. In that, in 2 points. First one is written literature. Second one is oral literature. Written literature in once again 2 types. One is native literature. Second one is foreign literature. And oral literature by mouth by both peoples. What they given information that only we maintain in record. In these points, in this record for your calling as a oral literature. Okay, second one source. Second one source they give a name as a archaeological source. This is not a written base. They already given the name archaeological source, means some of the points, some of the information we are getting in physical content, getting as a physical content. Some of the information we are getting in stone, some of the information we are getting in coins, some of the information we are getting in pots. So these are the proof we are calling as a archaeological source. So here only they are saying what is meant by archaeological source means they given name definition here also. What is that one definition? The physical remains or ruins means physical content, any stone or coins or pot or something, any other physical content. In that we developed by history, we created by history. In these points for, in this based what we created. In this history for they given as a source for they given name as a archaeological source. Okay, how they get the information? I already said who was studying about history. In these peoples for we are calling as a historians. In these peoples always excavation to all over the place. For example, in Chikmagalur, some of the place they get the information. Some of the inscriptions, some of the coins they got the information. How the Chikmagalur in the king ruled. You already knowing Enarpur and also some of the peoples they came and how they did administrative or foreigners, how they came to India. Not only this one, kings, there are so many peoples, they written so many of inscriptions we can see in temples. For example, in your near only Khande temple, you can see there are some of the inscriptions also we can see in front of temple. So these are the examples for archaeological source. How they got historians this one? They digging the earth. In that earth we get these are the information and they written by history. So that means we are written history as a based on 2 types. Means we are getting source. That source is there are 2 types. First one is literary source. Second one is archaeological source. Okay. Now we understood this one source about the points. Next class we discuss about how Indian history created or who is created by Indian history. That only we can discuss in next class or next session. Any doubts? Can ask. Okay. Bye.